yeah, I feel like I'm at a point of my life where I'm kind of going rogue. I'm kind of going a little Delulu. I feel like I'm Delulu, but I have a plan. I guess it just depends on who you're talking to, if they think I'm Delulu or not. I'm questioning if that financial stability is worth the 9 to 5 hourly. I always want a little bit of shade, but not too much that I'm freezing. Okay, y'all are already gonna laugh because I set up my whole thing and then I realized better lighting is actually over there. So we're gonna do a little switcheroo. One moment. Guys, I almost forgot my skate necklace. Check it out. Look how pretty it is. Look how pretty it is. Ah. It's absolutely surreal being here recording this video right now because I've been toying with the idea of creating a YouTube channel for the longest time. And I really wanted to figure out what was my why, what was the purpose behind it. And now that I've kind of solidified that for myself, I decided that I really did want to post a little bit more about my journey. So with that being said, hi, my name is Geneva. I'm from Mississauga, Ontario, and welcome to G's Journal, a space where I plan to talk about travel and skating, personal growth, and also myself as a small business owner. So I'm excited to be doing this first introduction video. The whole point of this is more so to just give you a little bit of background on myself so you understand what the backstory is. How did I get here? I have some really big life adjustments coming up. It's insane to talk about here because like some of them I've been thinking about for years now. And I really want to document that specific part of my life here too, which I'll talk about in another video. But first, some backstory. I graduated from media production at what used to be known as Ryerson, but is now Toronto Metropolitan University in Toronto. And with that degree, I immediately was drawn to motion design spaces, and that led me to my first job as a motion designer at a post-production company. So in terms of like career and like my thoughts on that, I think after graduation my goal was to secure employment, and I really wanted to work in the motion design field, and then I finally got it. And I think that in that environment I learned a lot about myself, what I love and what I don't like as much. The work environment and everybody was so friendly. I really loved being there. In terms of the work itself, I found that personally I was able to decipher like what work I really enjoyed and which ones I wasn't as drawn towards. And I was there for around 2 years. So yeah, then in the summer, unfortunately, I was laid off. And so I was kind of put into this weird spot of, shoot, like, what do I do now? So now I was released from this role. And I was kind of in this weird space of like, what am I going to do? Where do I go from here? So now that I have this time with unemployment, I've really allowed myself to just take space and time to reflect on what it is exactly that I want. What are the next steps that I want to go forward with? How do I want to live my life? Like, what pieces of the job do I want in a new job, and what pieces do I not want? And so that's led me to a decision of travel, which I don't want to talk about here because that's a big topic. So I want to talk about it somewhere else, a different video. But I'm currently looking at opportunities to travel and do part-time work because I feel like that might be a nice kind of space period, allowing myself more time to work on my small business. So giving a little backstory on the small business, when I started at the company full-time, I almost a few months later, I think, started my small business. And this really stems from my love of roller skating, which my sister and I got into over the pandemic. So that's been super fun and a really great highlight through the years since we started that a few years ago. So my business, first it actually was focused on prints because a lot of people love designing their skates, figuring out what colors they want, what plate they want. And I wanted to allow people to have a design in their home that really reflected what their skate looked like, that could bring joy to them in their home. And so that was a really cool start to the business. And then I kind of slowly shifted into apparel. I just love fashion in general, and I love designing and illustration. Like, that's my background. I started to showcase these designs in roller skate environments, and people really enjoyed the work that I was doing. So I've been slowly building up that business too, and that's been a really rewarding experience. I'm currently getting all of my designs up on a new site platform. As I grow and learn, hopefully I can also help other people who are on their small business journeys too. So yeah, that's kind of been going on. I feel like in this period of break from being laid off, I've really jumped into that and focused a lot more hours of time into that, nurturing it and seeing what really is possible. So I guess the last thing that I really want to talk about is the job market and my thoughts as a Gen Z person, because what is happening right now? I feel like the concept of work to me has always been a little bit different, and it just continues to shift. And I think about how the corporate world is created and how salaries are attached to how many hours you work, and that's not something that I necessarily want to align with long term. And this is why I really, at the end of the day, want to have my own business full time. I've seen places in Europe, some of them are adopting a 4-day work week, and I just feel like there's so many different ways of making money, and I want to pursue that. If there's another option, or I can choose 9 to 5 or pursue my dreams, I will 1000% pursue my dreams and see what's possible. I feel like a lot of people are scared financially, and that's definitely fair, depending on your background, in terms of like financial background, or depending on your family, like if you have kids, etc. Obviously finance is different, but sometimes I find myself in scarcity mindset. I find myself in moments of like that scarcity mindset where it's like, oh, but what if I do this and it doesn't work out? What if I do that and it doesn't work out? But the thing is, I will never know unless I try, and that's kind of where I am in this process, or this season, where I'm setting up the building blocks for something that I really want to succeed and have bloom in the future. And I know that that means that it takes more work. I know that that means working not 9 to 5, but way more hours than that, because you're your own boss and you have to kind of maintain all the different hats. But that's something that I'm willing to do, and that's something that I hope to show on here as I'm kind of figuring out all of those different pieces, hopefully helping other people figure out how they want to design their lives and get their businesses up and running. Yeah, experimentation coming soon to theaters near you on this channel, but I'm really excited to share this journey with all of you and just document it for myself so I can watch videos and see what my thoughts were at one point in time versus what they are in the present. So yeah, I feel like I'm at a point of my life where I'm kind of going rogue. I'm kind of going a little Delulu. And the thing is, I'm not full Delulu. I feel like I'm Delulu, but I have a plan. Do you know what I mean? And so I guess it just depends on who you're talking to, if they think I'm Delulu or not. In terms of like financial stability, obviously a 9 to 5, you're set, especially when you have benefits and all these different things that help you out financially. And I feel like I'm going a little bit Delulu rogue, because I'm questioning if that's something that I want. I'm questioning if that financial stability is worth the 9 to 5 hourly. And I'm trying to create my own path and see what's really possible for me. And so yeah, I'm hoping to share that here. So I feel like YouTube is gonna be like an audio-visual journal for me. As you can see, I have it here. I love my journal. I love journaling about just things going on in my life or what I've been up to. And so this is kind of like a really cool addition to that, kind of showcasing life and some major adjustments, which again I will be talking about very soon. Oh, that was a lot of talking, but I think that I'm actually gonna leave it there. I feel like I've hit all the main points that I want to hit. I'm praying that this is an easy edit and that I didn't ramble on forever. We'll see when I'm in the editing room. But yeah, thank you so much if you got to the end of the video. I really appreciate you sticking along for this journey, and thanks for hearing the first G's journal entry. There will be many more entries, and I'm super excited for the journey ahead. So thanks for joining me. See you in the next one. Bye. Long form, occasionally